Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. This is your girl, Jasmine D. Felder, and welcome to the Brand of Jasmine D podcast. In this podcast, this is where we discuss the modern day woman, her lifestyle, her career, her parenting, her relationships, family, and more. The entire purpose for this podcast is for me to use my own life experiences and education to help and assist with the identification of building purpose. Through my own personal struggles, it is my goal to show that there is a brighter side to pain, frustration, humiliation, and more. Today's topic is surrounding temper tantrums, frustration, just in temporary moments. So one thing is so funny. We always say, God speak to me. And I feel like a lot of us, I know definitely me, at a time, believe that God is going to speak to us in an audible form. And I'm not going to say he isn't, because God can definitely use any format to speak to us. But a lot of times it's something in your spirit. That's why we have to make sure our spirits are aligned with him. Because when he speaks to our spirit, it's kind of like, you may be getting on to someone and the message comes back and applies to you. So for instance, my daughter just turned 3 and she has moments, and she's so spoiled. I love her. But she has moments where she wants something. And I'm like, no, not right now. And she just falls out. Never did I say no. I just said not right now. Because for whatever reason, maybe I just gave her a snack and I'm like, you don't need another snack. You're still full. You're not ready. Maybe dinner is on the way. Maybe it's just not a good time. Maybe it's nighttime and I need you to be calming down, not get more energetic. But I think about how I say, no, not right now. Maybe you just had a snack. Maybe God just gave you the blessing. And he's like, no, sit and enjoy what I just gave you. Don't ask for something else. Maybe dinner is on the way. And it's like God is saying, when we think spiritually, not right now, because I got something bigger and better on the way for you. Or maybe, it's close to bedtime and it's like, no, I need you to come down for a moment, because I know if I give you this blessing right now, you're gonna go all outside of what I need you to do. And I feel like a lot of times that's us. We're asking God for more when he just gave us something. And it's like he's not Santa. He isn't just making a list and checking it twice and making sure that he can just give us everything on the list. No, we have to be in alignment. We have to make sure that we ask for a new car. We ask for reliable transportation. Maybe it isn't the 2022 or 2023 version, but it's going to get us from point A to point B. Sometimes we got to sit in that blessing and appreciate it. Because he says if we're faithful over a few things, he'll make us ruler over many things. So we have to be in appreciation of what he's given us. And then there are times when he says, not right now. I know you're ready to date. I know you want your husband. I know you're ready for love. I know you want your wife. I know you're ready for the family. But I'm not just going to let you date anyone. I'm not going to, I know you like this man because he looks good. I know you like this woman because she looks good. But I'm not going to make it right with them because I have something in someone so much better. God knows not only what we need, but he also knows what we want that we don't even know we want. So a lot of times I feel like God is like, no, I have something better for you. I promise. Wait. It always makes me think about that meme that I see on social media where Jesus is standing in front of a little girl and the little girl is like, I want it. And she's reaching for the small teddy bear in front of her. And Jesus has this humongous teddy bear behind him. And he's like, but I have something better. God knows everything. He knows the desires of our heart. He knows the desires of other people's heart. He knows what's being said in the room when we walk out of the room. He knows the thoughts that people are saying while they're smiling, but they feel somewhere different or somewhat different. So we have to trust that when he says not now, it's for a good reason. And sometimes he's like, no, baby, I can't give you that nice, beautiful car, or I can't give you that good man right now. I can't give you that house, or I can't give you that job because it would go to your head. I'm going to need you to go through a few humbling experiences before I give you these things, because if I give it to you now, you're not going to be ready, and you're going to have the blessing in your hand and you're not going to appreciate it. So it makes me think about my daughter, and a lot of times when I get on to her, I'm like, not right now. No, wait, you just had something. No, not right now. Something is on the way. Dinner is on the way. No, not right now. Because if I give it to you, you're just going to blow it out of proportion. And it just really makes me think in spiritual terms how that is what God is saying to us, because he knows us best. And so I just think it's so very important for us to realize how I think sometimes and I've been there, we're so impacted by the no's, and we're so impacted by the not right now, that we don't stop and take time to realize that those things are happening for a reason. Everything that we go through is maybe a reaction to our actions, but it's also a reason. I think about my life experience over this last year, and everything has been a true humbling experience. Everything that I've gone through is building me for my better and my greater. I would not be on this podcast right now talking about life experiences, my own life experiences. I would not I wouldn't even be thinking about a podcast if it wasn't for those humbling experiences. Being unemployed, knowing I was qualified or even more than qualified for jobs, but being told no, wondering how things were going to play and work out, to where I had to really lean on God, not lean on the years that I was in church, not lean on the years that my mama prayed for me, but actually have that relationship with God. Seek him first in everything. Chase after him, desire him with my own heart, mind, body, and soul. And I'm not perfect by any means, not even close to it. But what I think is so very important to point out is we cannot get overwhelmed when we receive a no or not now. There's so many lessons. There's so much to learn in those time periods, in the time periods of no, or in the time periods of not right now. We need to ask God, what are you trying to show me? What is it that I need to gain from this time period? A lot of times, God will free up some time. Maybe we're single. Maybe the kids are off at school. Maybe we're working from home. God will free up time to where this is our time now to hear from him. These are the quiet moments where we can plan. These are the quiet moments where we can study. These are the quiet moments where we can build into our purpose. But what do? We go pick up another reason to get busy. We picked up a part-time job. We got on dating apps. We're dating somebody. We're talking to somebody. We're picking up other things. Maybe we went back to school and God is like, I wasn't calling you to go to school. And so I think it's so very important for us to realize that when God gives us those moments of quietness, maybe you lost a job, maybe you were demoted, or maybe you're not working now, or maybe you're working from home. But we have to stop seeing everything as a bad thing, because it's not always, a bad thing or the devil did it or something like that. No, a lot of times God is freeing up our time. He's placing us in position. He's putting us in a slow rotation period so that we can hear from him. This is the time that you need to be studying how to build that YouTube channel. This is the time that you need to be studying how to build that podcast. This is the time you need to be studying how to build that business, how to take your hair business to the next level, how to build your beauty business to the next level, how to write the book, how to publish the book. how to become a creator, whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, this is the time. Because there's nothing wrong, let me tell you, it's nothing wrong with outsourcing help. But I believe in this time period now, God is helping us all learn how to be manufacturers of our own. God is helping us all learn how to be self-sufficient in a lot of things. And so a lot of times, instead of us doing what we've been called to do, like I said, we fill that time up with other things. And there's nothing wrong with dating. There's nothing wrong with dating apps. There's nothing wrong with none of that. It's nothing wrong with picking up a part-time job if you need it. But I also know that we have to start being in alignment with God. We have to stop trying to fill up those quiet moments. Because in those quiet moments, that is when we're going to hear from him. In those quiet moments, that is when we're going to be able to step into our purpose. And I would rather have 1 year down where I went through a humbling experience and I took in those lessons and I studied and I did everything to step into my purpose. And now I'm living in my purpose and I'm living happily in my purpose, how God has manifested me to, than spend 5 or 10 years going through on and off moments. You're going to get there, but wouldn't you rather get there much sooner? So it's just so very important for me because I'm living it now, and I know how frustrating the no's are. I know how frustrating the not right nows are. But I'm so glad that God has allowed me the opportunity to realize, because a lot of distractions, I'm telling you, distractions will postpone you. Distractions will cause you to miss out or delay your blessings. And distractions are not always bad things. Distractions could be you going to school in a time period that you were not meant to go to school in. Distractions could be you working another job when you were not meant to be working another job. Distractions can be anything that's going to take you away from your purpose. Your purpose is what do you do best? I always tell my friends, what is it that you do so good and so effortlessly that you don't even realize you're doing it well? A lot of my friends and I, we send audios all day, or a lot of my friends and they come to me for advice about different things. And I'm not a counselor, so let me set that record straight. I'm just a person who's gone through some things. I'm just a person who's shared life experiences, and I like to share them with others. But a lot of times we miss out on our gifts because we do them so well that we don't even realize we're doing them. You know, maybe you do your cousin's hair, your sister's hair, your mom's hair, and everyone always gives them compliments. And you're like, I don't like doing hair, I just do it. But the time that you're doing someone else's hair, maybe you're encouraging them as well. Maybe you're speaking life into them. I have friends who love to shop. They give reviews on things. And I'm like, do you not know people get paid to review things? Blogs, YouTube, food critics, things like that. Maybe you're so creative and it's like, you don't know people pay for flyers, pay for shirts and things like that. There is a creative side to us all. Maybe you were trying to lose weight and you've lost 50 pounds and you've gotten your abs together, your core together, your arms together. And it's like you can train people. There's a purpose. We all have a purpose. We just have to step into it. We have to realize our gifts, our calling. What are we meant to do? What are we here on this earth to do? And when you realize your gift, step into it. Because that's what God is waiting on. What do you do so well and so easily that you never realize you're doing it? So don't get frustrated with the no's. Don't get frustrated with the not right now. Every job that told me no sent me back to the education industry where I need to be. I fought being an educator. I fought being an educator for so long. And I didn't realize how many lives I was touching by being in the classroom teaching. I love to teach. But I didn't realize how many lives I was actually touching being a teacher until former students and current students started reaching out and telling me. Until Every industry I applied to, I'm telling you, jobs that I knew I was more than qualified for. I even went to entry level positions. And not to uplift myself, that's not what I'm trying to do. But a bachelor's degree and 2 master's degrees, and you tell me I can't be a customer service representative? So it was either I was qualified, I was too qualified, or I was underqualified. I was too qualified for the customer service representative, but I was underqualified for the director position. So I had to start asking myself the hard questions. Like, God, what am I here to do? What do you want me to do? What am I made to do? Every job told me no until I sat with God and I had the conversation. I asked the questions. As soon as I put in the application to be a teacher again, that is where I got the call. I fought my calling. I fought something that I know I'm meant to do. Yeah, I fought it because of life struggles, life experiences. You know, I lost my grandmother to Alzheimer's. I became a single mother, never expected to be a single mother. I was overworked, I was stressed, I was burnt out. I was trying to figure out a lot in a short time frame, and I just gave up. I can admit that. And a lot of times I'm like, you left just to go back and become a teacher. That was wasted time. You should have just stayed. But now I realize that the Jasmine that I was back then, I'm not now. So I needed to walk away from the job so that I could realize the other jobs would not work. I needed to walk away from the job so I would understand what it felt like to be unemployed. I needed to walk away from the job so that I would understand what it felt like to need to be without. That is why I'm able to sit here now and have conversations, and I'm able to understand people from different levels. Whether that's financially, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, I can understand and I can say now, yeah, I truly understand what it means to be without. I understand what it means to be confused. I understand what it means to be depressed because I've felt those feelings and I've had to fight my way out of those situations. And I'm still fighting my way out of those situations. Going through that has made me more relatable. And that is what God needed me to be. Not just a good person with a good heart, not just somebody who's empathetic and sympathetic. He needed me to be a person who says, girl, I get it. Man, I get it. Because I can only reach those that I've been in the same situations with. Sometimes we can't reach people because we're too far above. We talk over their heads. We want to show the glitz and the glam, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we also need people to realize we're humane. We need people to understand that, yeah, I'm here now, but I have not always been here. So it's okay to be told no. It's okay to be told not right now, because I truly believe that everything happens in due season. If you're in your blessing period now, appreciate it. Thank God for it. Love on it. And know that, yeah, you may go through something again, but you'll be back in that blessing period again. If you're in a period of not right now, God is saying, I have something better on the way, then appreciate that not right now. Because God is building something great for you, whether it's a friendship, a relationship, romantic relationship, whether it's a career, business opportunity, elevation is coming. And if you rush it before it's meant to be, you will have something that's halfway and incomplete. And also be a person who understands that I have the blessing, but let me not forget where I've come from. Because it's with those lessons that we're supposed to help others. It's with those lessons that we're supposed to give back. So I definitely believe that, life is something. And it has its challenges and its ups and its downs. But I believe that when we get in those quiet moments, we really need to talk to God. We really need to ask him, what is it that he wants from us? We need to align ourselves with him. And in that alignment is some great blessings that will come out of that. In that alignment is some major businesses, some great relationships, and some just overall growth and elevation that will come out of that. So definitely keep pushing forward and trust God. And I definitely know all of us are going to get to where we're meant to be if we just stay in alignment with God. Again, this is your girl, Jasmine D. Felder, and this is the Brand of Jasmine D podcast. Thank you all so much for listening.